Do you eat when you're bored? Well, in this video, we're going to uncover the 2 hidden hungers that are happening when you're eating when you're bored, so you can be free from this emotional eating. I'm Jessica Procini, an emotional eating healer and the founder of Escape from Emotional Eating. I'm on a mission to help others use food as fuel instead of a way to cope, soothe, or escape their busy, stressful lives. So, bored eating. It is definitely an act of emotional eating. And if you have watched any of my other videos or have been following me, you will know that the definition of emotional eating is using food for a purpose other than fuel. So it's any time that we are using food for a purpose other than fuel. So bored eating is definitely an act of emotional eating. And it usually is a method of distraction and disconnection and a way to escape. A lot of other methods that teach about emotional eating when it comes to bored eating will encourage you to use other methods of distraction. So, for example, you may be familiar with people telling you that if you're bored, just go do something instead of eat. But that just doesn't always work for emotional eaters because it's not really getting to the root of the hidden hungers and the root of why we're really eating. It's just taking one distraction of eating and replacing it with another distraction of doing something. Meanwhile, the emotional body is left unsupported, hungry, and will usually act itself out in a bigger way to get what you really need. So that's why in the work that I do at Escape from Emotional Eating, it's really about getting to the root of what's going on. So let's talk about those 2 hidden hungers when it comes to boredom and bored eating. And believe it or not, these hidden hungers are actually in the definition of what it means when you're bored. So the first thing, when you're bored, and the definition of boredom is feeling weary or tired. You'd be surprised how many people confuse hunger with feeling tired. And one of my clients comes to mind who used to eat so much when she was stressed and overwhelmed. She would push herself so hard and try to get so much done during her day that at any moment, especially in the afternoon, when she would start to feel a dip in her energy, she would eat. Eat as a way to keep going and keep pushing. And she would usually eat things like sugar and caffeine to push through her feeling of tired or feeling weary. She no longer does that anymore, and through our work together, she really has a clear understanding between her physical hunger and her emotional hunger and can really honor what her body needs, whether it's physical nourishment, rest, or even something else. The second hidden hunger when it comes to eating when you're bored is being uninterested in what you're actually experiencing or actually feeling a sense of dullness. This can happen a lot after a long, stressful day. It's almost like we become desensitized to our lives. And I often think about back when I was working in the corporate world, how we would have these really long, boring meetings. And in the middle of it, there would be all this food on the table, and I would feel magnetized to whatever treats or muffins as a way to keep me engaged in what was going on, but also to really entertain me. So we can eat as a way of entertainment. We can eat as a way of giving ourselves something exciting to do. But this is definitely a method of emotional eating, and it doesn't have to be this way. So I want to give you 2 things that you can do. You can start practicing today, the next time that you feel like you want to eat because you're bored. So the first one is asking yourself, am I physically hungry or am I tired? And I really recommend that you just take a deep breath and you ask yourself that very simple, plain question of, am I physically hungry or am I tired? And I think you'll be shocked how often you'll actually answer that you are tired, especially living in this fast-paced life. There's just so much going on that we've really become disconnected and will actually really resist rest. And we'll resist rest because we don't want to be seen as weak. We don't want to be seen as a slacker or lazy. But we are humans and we need time to rest. And that can be taking simply 5 minutes or it can be taking 5 hours. You get to decide, but rest is always available to you. You just have to give yourself permission to take it. The second thing that you can do when you are feeling bored, and this is particularly when you are feeling a sense of dullness or uninterested in what you're experiencing, is to actually get back in touch with your senses. Believe it or not, so ironic that the best way to escape a dull, boring situation is to reconnect with your senses. The best way to escape is actually to be present. So one of the things that I teach my clients, and I personally do, is that when I feel myself leaving my body or leaving a situation where I'm there but I'm not really there, I play what's called the color game. So what you want to do is you just want to look around the room that you're in and you'll want to pick a color that you see. So for example, I'm sitting in my office and a color that I see is pink. So to play the color game is that you pick a color and then you find all the places in the room that you're in that are that color. So it's like, oh, there's pink over there, and oh, there's pink there, and oh my gosh, I didn't even realize there was pink there. And what that allows you and your mind and body to do is to reunite and to come back to the present moment. It may be seemingly silly and a little too simple, but what I love about both of these options, to rest when you're tired and to play the color game, is they're available to you no matter where you are, right? If you're stuck in a boring work meeting, you can't just get up and go for a walk. You have to stay there. And these options are so much more nourishing than using food as a way to numb out or escape when you're feeling tired, dull, or bored. So this is just the first step when it comes to escaping from emotional eating. There is so much more when it comes to truly healing the roots of your emotional eating. And if you found anything that I said here that resonated with you, I want to invite you to come on over to escapefromemotionaleating.com and take the free quiz. This is especially for you if you're someone who eats when you're stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, or even scared. Go to escapefromemotionaleating.com and take the free quiz to find out what to do about this. Please know that you do not have to spend the rest of your life fighting food. You do not have to spend the rest of your life emotionally eating. You can escape it. And it is such an honor to hold your hand and support you every step of the way on this very important, life-changing journey. Until our next video and our next connection, I'm sending you so much love. Take care and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.